back to another lesson. My name is Shawn Renzoh Head. I'm your licensed Shakuhachi teacher, and per request, we're going to go through Murasaki Reiho. And at the end of this video, I will play through the entire excerpt that I will go through. I think that I'll have to take a pause because there's actually 2 pages between them, but you'll get the idea of the full flow of it. So this is a piece that was requested for me to go through, and this is another score by Jin Nyodo, and I like a lot of his scores, and you'll find this with different people who have notated it out. But I prefer this one. It's easy to read, and he has a lot of those which hole should be popped, and it's detailed. So I really like that. So the recommended size for this piece is actually a 2.2, Nishaku Nisun. So that's going to give you a B flat as the row. It's nice, and for the deep resonant sounds of this piece. This one, there is a lot of different variations in tempo. Some people play it very, very slow. I am thinking of Yodo Kurahashi's version of it, which is very, very slow and almost... it's like a very, very meditative in a different sort of way, but he has nice colors that he adds to it as well that are not written in the notation, some of which that I actually use as well in mine. And then Jin Nyodo's recording is actually much faster. So I prefer the faster tempo, so we're going to go with that for today. So let's get right into it and go from the beginning. So in this opening, we have D, and we're going to be starting in the Otsu register, which is the lower octave. And right here, it says... 5 osu, so go osu. One thing that I recommend for you to do is memorize the first 5 kanji for numbers. They're very easy. The first one is just a line straight, 2 is 2 lines, and then 3 is 3 lines. Then 4 kind of looks like a window pane, and then 5 actually looks like a 5 as well. So they're very, very easy to memorize, but just it's very helpful to have those things so you can easily identify it. So here's 5. Right here is a 2, here is that 4, that looks a little bit like a window pane, and then there is, I believe that's 3, I probably have to zoom into that, no, sorry, that's a 2 right there. Okay, so starting from the beginning, we have D, beat, E, D, Do, hold, hold, hold. Very, very simple. And going on, we have the same exact thing. D, E, D, Do, hold, hold. Now this one's different. You're only going to hold it for 3 clicks because this next beat comes on the left side. So let's start from here again. Then continuing on, the one thing that we have to notice about the way that Jin Nyodo writes his tsus and tsumeris is that he actually puts meru on the side here. So that meru is going to be the dropping down into the meri pitch. So we're continuing the otsu register. So tsumeri, rei, hold, and then u. But here we're actually going to pop 4. So we see yon osu. U, di, u, de, and then we'll end there. So I want to connect these 2 together, so I'm going to start from here again and go all the way down to this point. And then we're going to go into the next breath here. U, popping 4, so it says yon osu again. Di, do, di, popping 5. U, and then I connect these 2 here. Re, tsu, do, 2, 3, 4. Breath. Okay, so I'm going to start from here, and we'll go all the way to the end of this line. And and you can take a breath here, but it's not as long as some of the other breaths when I play it for the full through the first half of the piece. So starting from here again, popping 4 on the U, and popping 5 on the D on the second line. as well, we're popping 4 on U, the E, the do. So this is like a grace note. It's going to be quickly into the next. So it's right before that do beat happens. So it's going to sound U, the E, the do. Then sort of a quasi short breath here. Do, 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 the. And then I take a little bit more of a breath at this point. So let's start from here, going to the end of the second line. Okay, now we're going to stay in the kan position here, and we're going to play ro, tsu, meri, because we have that meri on the side there, the do, and it's going to be 1, 2, tsu, 2, ro, 2, 3, 4, rest. Back into the otsu position, and we'll be popping 5 here, going to kan, ro, then tsu, these are all just 2 beats, so di, do, and kan position. Tsu meri, we're going to be popping 2. It says ni osu, so popping 2. Tsu, u, de, and I connect this line next as well. This is going to be a shorter breath. So let's start from here, and we'll end right here. We'll do 2 breaths at a time. So we're starting right there. Okay. Now we have a chi meri, so we have meri on the side, and we're going to be popping yon osu, so popping 4th whole. Chi meri, hi, chi meri, de. So let's start from here, and we'll end at that point. Okay, going on, we have he popping 5, he, chi meri, de, chi meri. This is one thing that gets a little bit difficult about some of the writings, because the phrase is still going, but we have to quickly move our eyes up here. So one more time, so we're going into that 4th line, he, chi meri, de, chi meri, and then we're going to be popping 4 on that. This time it just says yon, so we know that, or yon or shi, and we know that it's going right into that. So start from here, ending on there. Okay, and we're going to end the phrase in kan, de, tsu, do, 2, 3, 4, breath. And then from here on, we'll be in the otsu position. So let's continue it on just a little bit because it's such a short breath. Then we have u popping 4, yon osu. U, di, do, and kan. Tsu meri popping 2, breath. There on that breath. We're going to go de, tsu, ro, di, do. Now here, this one is an optional breath. I don't take this one, but this figure happens again, but I do it at the end. And notice that this line also goes up to the top and ends here, and then we go into our next section of music that follows. So we have that de, tsu meri, do, di, do, 2, 3, 4, rest. Okay, all right. So we'll start right here to finish off that line into the next section of music here. So this will be a good spot. I would like to play from here all the way into the next section of music. So there are a couple other things that I like to add in here. So right at this beginning, I want to notice that there's an optional thing you can do which is from this breath, I actually go. I like that little lift up into that he. So it's just a nice little addition. It's not something that's in the score, but if you'd like it, you can add that as well. So starting from the beginning, going to the second section of major section of music. Okay, so this next section of music is actually a repeated section, and for the sake of this lesson, we won't be taking the repeat, but just so you know, we're going to the second page here. You're going to repeat, where did it go? Where did that part go? Or did I miss it? Oh, you actually repeat at the end. There it is. It's hiding behind the honko. So from the end here, you actually go all the way back to this portion here, and you're going to play it through a second time. I somehow remembered it being somewhere in the middle there, but I think that as I'm thinking of Kumoijishi, where there's a line that's on the second page where it actually returns. So so that way I don't deviate from the breaking the line. I'm going to go from here to here on this, and we'll play through. So we're going to start in the kan position, and we're going to start with the he, and it is going to be popping 5, as we can see there. Go osu, he, he, optional breath here. He, chimeri de. Hold off. So from here to right before we have the next he there. And if you notice that I'm kind of sliding on my he's, it's not necessary. You can play them just completely straight, where it's he, he, chi. It's totally fine. Going on here, we actually have the kata technique. So it's hitting 1 when you're playing he. I like to hit 1 and 2 together. I think it makes a little bit more of a difference, so you get that really, really nice timbral trill. And so it's gonna be a quick trill, and you're just gonna hold it for those 4 beats there. So trill, 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 chiberi de breath. And then you'll repeat that again here, but it's actually gonna be slower, or sorry, less time. So you'll have he, chimeri, chimeri, de, and this one you're gonna be popping a 4. Then what happens next is it actually repeats again, the exact same music. He, trilling, tsumeri, de. Sorry, chimeri, de. He, chi, de. play and rest there. So we'll start from here, and we'll do the repeat of that music as well. Notice that second time here that the 4 is not notated here for this day, so there is a difference between there. Now, and here on these two parts, one thing that I like to do is one of the great rules that Bartók taught us in Western classical music, which I think applies here, is that if you're going to repeat something, do something different with it. So I like to do the same thing I've done here, where I go that lower re, he. I like to add that in this section. So when I do the whole thing from here to here, I'll add one of those so you can hear how it sounds, and if you like it, you can add it into your own performance of this or own rendition of it. So we're starting chimeri, de, tsumeri. Notice here we have to go back up the line, the breath's not complete, do, popping 2. Continuing on here, oo, the, and this one is interesting to me because it says to hit 4. So I think with that one, what I do is something like that. So it's like almost like a going down trill. There's a symbol for it in classical music that we use, but it's a little bit of that sound. For that, so you have that u, di, do, tsumeri, popping 2 as well. So 2 4s in a row, and then a pop 2. And just to finish this line off, we go de in the kan position, because we're working our way up there from the di to do kan, tsumeri, popping 2, small breath, de, tsumeri, do, di. And this is one where I do like to I like to create a little bit of space here, because we are going into a new section of music that I think it makes more sense to do it here to make it more apparent. Because from this section of music to this section of music, it's very different. We have like a newer material, but with this, it's starting to sound a little bit like the opening music at this point. So I'd like to make a clear differentiation between this section and this section. So we'll finish off the line starting from here, going all the way to the bottom into the new section of music that's listed at the bottom here. So let's go through this whole section here and transitioning into the new section of music. So playing from the beginning of section 2. Let's go on to the second page here. And this this does end a breath here, and we're going to go on to here. I like to start to speed this section up and rev it up just a little bit, and then slow down at the end here, especially at the latter part, this last line. So here we have ro in kan position, ro di u de, hold breath. Tsumeri in the otsu position, tsumeri de u di u, rest, de u de tsuro. So this is going to be a quick attack. It's really like that grace note feeling that we've had before, and we're going to hold that for 4 clicks, and we'll end right there for now. Here I take a little bit more of a breath because we're changing from one of the lowest notes in the shakuhachi to a middle range in the kan. So notice we have the kan symbol again. De, tsu, do, di, u, de. Di, u, de. 2, 3, 4, and then another breath. Then we have tsumeri de u di u. Optional breath here. De u de tsuro. 2, 3, 4 breath. And actually, I made a mistake. It's tsuro 2, 3. Then it will be the breath. Then going up into the composition. And this is another place, because we're going from such a low note to a high note, I add just a little bit of space to give that a better flow. So starting from here. Then we're going to go on to the second line here, starting on the left beat here. Tsumeri de, chimeri hi, chimeri, rest. De, 2, 3, 4, de, 2, 3, 4. I like to give a huge crescendo and decrescendo here to highlight those notes. Okay, we'll do these 2 lines. Remember, starting on the left beat. Okay, let's close off the piece altogether. Chimeri, hi, chimeri. All rest. De, chimeri, de, tsuro, di. Then we're going to go into our otsu position, and this is where I really like to slow it down. U, di, do, tsumeri, and now we're in kan. De, tsumeri, di, do, di in the otsu position. And this is that another optional breath. And since we will be slowing it down here, I recommend taking that so you can really milk this length at the end. Okay, so starting from here all the way to the end in one go. And just a note, if you are going to do the piece and take a repeat, I would say that maybe not slowing down here the first time, but then the second time when you come back to bring the piece to a close to do the slow down. Okay, so let me finish off the second page, playing from the first line of page 2 all the way to the last note. ends the tutorial for Murasaki Reiho, the nice little run through. So there's not really anything tricky in this piece. It's just a matter of getting the feel and the flow of it, finding out the sections that you want to go slower, and finding out the sections where you want to push the speed and the tempo. Or you can also just do the piece that's more like how Yodo Kurahashi sensei takes it and goes a lot slower. And I think that the recording that I have of him doing it is about 10 minutes long, 11 minutes long. So, and that's totally an acceptable way to perform the piece. There is no set tempos in the beginning of it. So, again, this has been Shawn Renzoh Head, your licensed shakuhachi teacher. If you're interested in private lessons, you can go to my website, shawnheadmusic.com. Also, I experimented with a new format with having my screen being the larger one and the music being right over here in this area. So let me know if this works better, if you like the previous version. I'm experimenting with it to trying to make this as easy as possible for everybody to see. Before I was trying to keep the score as the main feature so it was big enough. So anyways, I hope that this tutorial was helpful for you, and if you have any questions or if you have any requests for pieces or techniques in the future, just leave it in the comments below.